Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fabulous edition of Great Scott. As you can tell, my allergies are in full swing. I'm sure you all wanted to know that. But the other thing that's in full swing is the marketing campaign for Man of Steel. I've heard so many complaints, so many fears, so many worries, so many concerns by so many fans over and over again that Warner Brothers isn't doing enough to promote this Man of Steel film, and that we're going to have another Superman Returns on our hands, a movie no one goes to see. Now, Superman Returns actually did make some money, but it was deemed a financial waste of time because it didn't make enough. It cost so much to make, it only made a little bit, and it took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of planning to get together. I don't really remember too much about the marketing campaign, but I do remember books, I do remember kids tie-ins, I do remember product tie-ins. I actually have several of the items that came out in different food stores and restaurants and things, so I know that there was the same type of tie-in merchandise. I have several statues, I have several action figures, so and there were magazine covers. I remember Entertainment Weekly had Brandon Routh covers and Superman Returns covers, so there was marketing for that movie as well. Now, I do feel like, at least from my memory, I am seeing a lot more going on with this film than I do remember for that. With the viral marketing, which of course, online viral marketing and social media sites are bigger now than they've ever been, and they're getting bigger every minute, and they're becoming more important because less and less people are watching commercials on television, and they're fast forwarding with their DVRs. They're doing that sort of thing more often than ever. And of course, social media is a great way to send around all kinds of links, all kinds of pictures, all kinds of things. And one thing I've been super excited about is all of these extra bits of footage that we're getting. And we're not seeing a full trailer, so it's not 3 more minutes of the movie that we're seeing, but there's little snippets here and there in the I guess it's a National Guard commercial. There are bits of the movie we haven't seen before there. There are bits of the movie in this Norton antivirus campaign. If you haven't seen it, I guess you could go to norton.com or just look up Norton antivirus software, and they have a whole campaign going where there's a strength thing, a speed, then there's something else, and they kind of show you why Norton antivirus applies to that word, and then at the same time they show you some scenes or some shots from the movie as well. I'm super stoked. I've been going to Walmart almost every day. I feel like I'm 10 years old. I'm jumping up and down. I'm giddy as a schoolboy. The spirits have all done it. They've done it all in one night. And I went into Walmart last night, and finally they had the little rack up, the little setup with Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel on top of it, and the Man of Steel title and the symbol, and they had the shelvings. There wasn't anything on them yet, but I could see that they were finally getting it set up. I was wondering when it was going to happen. So then I went, because I'm insane, to the next Walmart, which is about 10 minutes or 15 minutes from that Walmart. And they also had theirs set up, but on theirs, they had several bits of movie merchandise. They had this shirt, for instance, which says Man of Steel at the bottom. Has the Man of Steel, I believe it's the original poster that was released, that shot years ago. It came out last summer or something at one of the Comic-Cons, and it was the initial and then of course they have the poster here, which was the initial one shot that was released, and they have that. And, I guess it's going to be one of the bits of merchandise that's going to be available to us. They also have several other posters. I have them up on my wall around me now. One of Henry Cavill it looks like it's the shot from in front of the bank vault, but they've put a different background around him and some stones, and it looks like he's smashing the ground. They have one with just the symbol on it with Superman flying above it in silhouette. And they have one of Henry Cavill kind of just standing with some clouds behind him. One thing I'm not crazy about on the posters is they look like they took a picture and then colored over it. Like I've seen this done before, but they look a lot more colorful, a lot more cartoony even though it clearly is Henry Cavill, and it is a picture that was drawn over, and I know that that's a style and that's a thing that they do, but I would rather it actually be like this one here, where it's just a photo with some shadowing and it's an awesome looking silhouette. These posters are growing on me, and they look really cool on the wall here. But I'm so excited about the amount of attention this movie seems to be getting. I did speak to someone who lives in Australia who said he was saddened that Man of Steel, no one was excited about Man of Steel over there, and I'm not sure whether it's that much different here in the United States, because it seems to me that the only place where I'm getting any extra Man of Steel is at Walmart, and that's because they have this exclusive deal or whatever. Starting this Saturday morning, they're going to be selling tickets to an exclusive sneak peek the day before the movie actually gets released here in the States. And my understanding is that the movie comes out at the end of next month in Australia, so it's, I guess, about 2 weeks behind where we're going to be here in the United States. So maybe some of their marketing will kick in 2 weeks later, which would probably start happening any time now because we're a few weeks into the big stuff going on. But as I said, I've gone into some other stores. I've gone to Toys R Us. I've talked to some people about Target. What I've heard is none of the other stores seem to be carrying very much, or we're not carrying that line. Seems to be something that I've heard as well, which seems to indicate that Walmart got an exclusive deal because they wanted to be the only ones to be able to sell it, and they wanted to be able to sell this exclusive sneak peek preview tickets, which is great, except that if we're not going to see Man of Steel merchandise in any other stores, and we're not going to see it in any other places, I don't know how many children are going to pick up on the idea that Superman is back and Superman is cool and they got to have these toys. Only ones that go into Walmart and happen to see the Walmart display. So I'm not sure exactly who else has something. I did hear that Target had some things that I hadn't heard about at other places, but then I also heard that someone called Target and Target said we're not carrying that line in terms of we're not doing anything with Man of Steel. So I'm not sure. I guess I'm going to have to check into Target myself, go in there and see what's going on. But I am very, very excited about all the stuff that I am seeing that does seem to be mainly at Walmart. So for my friend in Australia who said he was chagrined that nothing was going on there, I really don't, even though I'm excited and even though I feel like I'm seeing a lot, it's because I'm seeking it out. I don't think that much is going on here either, although there are now 5 TV spots which show us even more footage. There's the one where Zod decimates a room with a big, thick blast of heat vision, which is being displayed in a way we haven't seen heat vision displayed on film, and I've been talking about it for years. In comics, they've shown it many times that Superman and other Kryptonians can hone their heat vision blasts to very fine lasers, which is what we saw in the original Superman movies. But it can also be a very wide beam. It can be one kind of steady stream where they combine with each other. They can be little pulses. I've seen all types of different ways that the heat vision is used, and we've never really seen that. Even in Smallville, it pretty much looked the way it did in the original movies, just with a little more flare. You could see the fire kind of swirling around, but they were small. They were beams, as opposed to it being able to be honed into a different type of weapon. And it looks like the way Zod, covers the whole room with kind of a swath of flame, that they're kind of expanding the way heat vision looks and the way heat vision can be used. And we're seeing scenes like this and other scenes. One of the newest ones that came out, one of my favorite, it's Jonathan, it's Kevin Costner saying, you're going to have to decide whether you want to stand proudly in front of the human race or not. There's like a space there, and it's just kind of, and then the way they show him, and then he's in one shot he's hovering over the tanks and over the army guys and the soldiers, that it just looks great. And of course there's that lens flare behind that I've also heard many fans complaining about, but it really does look cool, and I'm getting really excited, and we're getting close now, and get out and look for stuff. Let people know what you see, report it on some of these social media sites so we can all share in the glory that is Man of Steel, that is coming out just a few weeks away. Can you believe it? Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.